The only way to learn your life is to live it. Hey, I'm Nivya, and today I'm going to recommend you 5 books that will help you improve your mental strength. If you're going through a downside of your life, then these books can uplift your mental strength and thereby motivate you to live life. All these books have various people going through traumas in their life, overcoming it, and getting inspired to enjoy moments of life. So without any further ado, let's go to the first book in my list. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This book has a very beautiful concept, and that is between life and death, there is this midnight library where you get the opportunity to view how your life would have been had you taken different decisions in your life. So while you read this book, you literally think, what if I had taken a different decision at that particular stage? Would I be happier right now? What decision and which decision, if I had taken in my life, I would have been the happiest version of myself. So in this book, a lady named Nora Seed attempts suicide, and then she gets into the space of Midnight Library where she gets the opportunity to take the paths that she did not choose and undo her regrets. So then she lives different versions of her own life depending on the decisions that she could have made. This book is really amazing, very easy to read, and it's highly recommended because majority of the people in fact would love this book. With that, I would go to the next book in my list. Wake Up, Life is Calling by Preeti Shenoy. Love, trust, depression, suicide, all these things are covered in this one book. This book is about a girl named Ankita who has fought mental illness and has just come out of the mental hospital. Now she's leading a happy life, but the happiness does not last long as her past resurfaces and she has to battle the mental illness all over again. The ending of this book is very uplifting. This book itself is highly inspirational and emotional. This book is a sequel to the book Life is What You Make It, but you do not have to read the first book in order to read this one. You can read it independently. And I must say that I loved this book, that is Wake Up, Life is Calling, more than the first book. I so loved a lot of side characters in this book. And there is one character which I loved a lot. And if you've read this book, then you know which character I'm speaking about. Let's go to the next book on my list. The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. A 16-year-old girl named Romy is all alone, as the book's name suggests, in a spaceship traveling to another planet. Apart from the emails that she shares with her therapist, there is no communication at all, zero human contacts. And one day, even these emails that she shares with her therapist gets cut. But thankfully, there's another spaceship launched from Earth, and there's one guy in that spaceship named Jay. And she gets to communicate with this Jay again through emails. And these emails take months to get transmitted across the space because of the distance between the two spaceships. This book mainly covers the psychological torture that the girl goes through because she's completely alone and how she overcomes the anxiety and trauma. With that, let's go to the next book in my list. Winter Girls by Laurie Anderson. This book begins with a girl named Cassie who's found dead in a motel room. And Cassie used to suffer from bulimia. Bulimia is an eating disorder where a person eats food in large quantity, like they eat a lot of food, and that too without regular intervals. And then they use a lot of techniques like vomiting, purging, exercise in excess in order to lose weight and so that they can have more food. Now, Leah is a former best friend of Cassie, and she suffers from another eating disorder named anorexia. Anorexia is an eating disorder characterized by low intake of food. It's an overpowering desire to stay thin and a fear of gaining weight. Cassie had called Leah around 35 times before she just died, and hence Leah has this constant guilt that she could have saved Cassie had she picked up the call. So this constant haunting guilt and anorexia together makes her life worse. Then it's about how she overcomes all of this with the support of a few people and medication. With that, let's go to the last book in my list. The Walk by Richard Paul Evans. What would you do if you lost everything, your home, job, your dear ones, everything at the same time? Here the protagonist, Alan, decides to walk. I must tell you, it's an amazing book, very inspirational. That walk, the journey is so beautiful. The way he understands what the meaning of his life is, the recovery of hope, it's amazing. There's a mention of God in this book, so people who are religious could take this book as a spiritual or religious content, and some people would take it as maybe a love story. But for me, this book was all about finding the meaning of life. This book highly motivates you to live your life, and it's just not this book, The Walk. Rest all books today I spoke about are all so motivating in one or the other way. It all reminds you to live life to the fullest. So those are the 5 books for today. With that, this is me, Nivya, signing off. Keep reading a lot of books. Take care. Happy reading. Bye.